Okay, so in this video I'm going to show you how I scan a book using the Czur ET24 Pro. So on the screen now you can see the Czur software. You might not be familiar with all of this, but yeah, this is what it looks like. If I click scan, this will show you what I'm scanning. So this is my book in front of the scanning area. Now, obviously these are all the color modes up here. You can choose whichever one you want to do it as. We'll talk a bit more about that later. In these ones, flat single page is going to basically just highlight the one thing. Facing pages means it's going to do both pages, so when you open it up, you're going to align it to the middle line and all that. In this little button here, it's just going to show you a few more settings. This is how I've got it set up as. I don't really use the flat single page very often, but if I do, sometimes I'll put the auto page mending bit on. But other than that, that's all that I've got on that one. This one's more important, the facing pages. I turn on the flattening the curve because that's sort of what the whole thing about this scanner is about. Finger removal is quite important. I never ever use the finger cots. I just find them awkward. I don't find that they work very well, and for me it works fine without the finger cots. So I'll have that on and select without finger cots. Smart paging left to right, and yeah, auto page mending you could put on, but I'm not working with anything that's got like missing parts of pages. Combined sides, yeah, again, I don't use that at all, but yeah, you could do a business card, for example, front and back, and it merges it. And then you've got manual selection, which I do actually use, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then no processing basically just takes a image for you. Okay, so if I go through how I would be doing this, so this is the light off, this is the light on, this is the light the brightest. I've also got the side lights on. I will use the side lights quite often for something like a reflective surface. You can't really see with this. You can't really see with this book, but it's a bit of like a glossy surface. And then I'll just that's the light on one, and that's the light on brightest, and that's off. So it doesn't make too much difference. What I will sometimes do is flat single page, usually for the front cover. I'll do like a non-filter. And from there, I can either click the button down the bottom. That would take the image. I could use the foot pedal, although I haven't got that connected, or I could use the little hand, I guess the hand button, which I do use quite often as well. So if we just do this one for the first off and see what happens with this. So there's flat single page. If you double click that, it will bring it up. So yeah, that's looking pretty decent. Weirdly, the front cover of this book is already like pretty low quality, so that's probably as good as you're going to get on that front bit there. So yeah, sometimes I don't use flat single page because it has a hard time maybe like finding the edges. Other times what I will do is do manual selection. Also means my mouse can be in the screen because else it can't pick it up on flat single page if your mouse or your hand is in the way. And you just draw the box around what you want to do. I usually draw the box and then just move that a little bit. Sometimes I'll put my hand in to like change like sort of the contrast exposure type thing. That sometimes makes it come out a little bit better. I don't know, let's see if there's any difference between these two. This is the first one. This is the second one. I mean, to me, I think the second one came out better. It got this part of the spine. So yeah, that's probably why I use the manual selection a bit more. Now, at the beginning of a book, what I tend to do is the front and the back cover all at the same time. Sometimes that's just because I've been scanning for so long, and then the light conditions change inside the room, which makes it a bit annoying sometimes for the books that I'm scanning. So let's just do that. Non-filter again. You could use any of the other ones. You could do auto enhance, you could do color. It doesn't really matter, it's whatever your preference is. But there's the back cover. Yeah, maybe I could have lined up a bit better, but I could change that in post. So there's those two. Okay. Right. So there's my front and back cover done. Now, this book is pretty much going to be in black and white, so I'll select black and white from here. Again, you could have it on non-filter the whole time and change it when you do the editing. You could change it to black and white from, so if you scan it in like non-filter, you could change it to any of these once you go back. So if I click back into here, it comes up with my images here. What I could do is go into this and change it to like auto enhance and see how that comes out. It'll convert it, and that will show you there if it comes out any like nicer, better. Let's see. I don't think it really did much at all. I could put it in color and see what that does. Not really anything. And then I could go back to non-filter, whatever. It doesn't really matter which one you use. So anyway, when you scan, you could have on any of those and you can switch between them. So these are scanned in black and white. Now, if I go into this and I put it onto non-filter, it still has taken the picture and can do it as non-filter. So yeah, however you scan it, you can change between these after this. Now there's a caveat to that. If I was to, for example, get out of this whole program and then open it up and re-import these images, I couldn't then after the fact with this black and white image change it to non-filter or grayscale or anything. It just wouldn't work. So yeah, I guess bear that in mind when you scan. So anyway, I'm going to delete these. So you can click delete there. It says permanently delete this file. I don't know what updates mean. I just don't click it. Press confirm and just do it that way. This first image, I delete that as well because that was the one that I tested and deleted from within Windows Photo Viewer. And then you've got replace here, and so you can rescan the image if that didn't come out well. And you can insert a new image before the current one, which is really handy when you realize you've like missed a page somewhere at the end. So anyway, let's get into the actual scanning. So first page, I scan every page when I do it. I'm going to put the lights on full brightness and turn off the side lights because these aren't glossy pages anymore. I'm on black and white, I'm on facing pages, and for the first one, I'll just use a click like this. This is taking a bit longer than usual. I think it's probably because I'm screen recording at the same time, and it's just making it difficult for the computer to keep up with. So yeah, the second page. So what I'm doing is lining this up in the middle. Right, you see I've got my fingers like this. I'm keeping it as flat as possible. I'm going to press the little hand button here. That's going to take the image. And you'll see, so where my thumbs were here, they should be removed, even though I'm not using the finger cots. So there you go, you see there's no thumb where I was holding it down. You could just go through every page like this. You line it up, and then this is laying flat anyway, so I don't have to put my thumb there, and I could just press this little button here. So this is the button that I'm using, it's just off screen. Click that, the laser lines go on it, and then it takes the image and flattens it. I just always check the first ones to see that they're coming out all right. So like this is like not come out so great. So what I would probably do for that one is not do it in black and white. So if I went back and find that image, that one, and then go into this button here, I click auto enhance. Sometimes that works out pretty good. So that's like, it's come out better. Right, anyway, so yeah, I always just check these first few images have come out okay. If they're looking pretty good, then what I'm going to do, and I think this is probably the best thing to do, is click the auto scan. So what auto scan is going to do is that every time that I turn a page and I stop moving around for a little bit, it's going to automatically take the scan. Once you see it loading on the left there, flip to the next one, it's in the right place, it's going to do the next one. And then I literally just do this the whole time. I can see a little preview of them coming out. I can just keep my eye on seeing if they're coming out like straight and okay. They seem pretty decent. Occasionally I will just like stop a few pages or 20 pages in and just have a little check that something isn't going wrong, like seeing that they're not all skewed or whatever. But yeah, generally this is how I do it. When we get to a page that has more than just black and white, I'll stop and show you how I deal with that. Okay, so we're at a page now. I'm going to turn off the auto scan. I always just keep moving the book whilst I'm like doing that, because what will happen if I stop and then try and click off the auto scan, it's going to take another image, and it's just a bit annoying. So I can check and see what these are looking like. Yeah, they're pretty decent. I'm never too worried now when there's like it looks like a little bit off. Maybe it's not the straightest it could be, because I'm using a different editing software now, which can de-skew these pretty easily. So I'm not too worried about it, but I think that's come out pretty well. Anyway, so we're at this page. So I'm going to turn off the top lights. I'm going to put on the that's what they call the side lights. On these ones, now I'm pretty much always doing it in non-filter. So I'll get it like this, and I'm probably just going to click the hand button, and then I'm going to see how that comes out. Like, these black and white images in this book aren't the greatest quality anyway. So if it comes out, yeah, it's come out pretty nice. Again, when I go and edit it in the software, what I'll probably do is like, there's a way that I can just select these sections to come out in grayscale, and then the rest of it will look like this. So I can maybe show you that in another video. So yeah, that's what I do. And then okay, so there's loads of these sorts of ones now. So what I'll do is just get these done. Yeah, it's come out all right. Alright, so now we're back to black and white. So I'll click black and white here. I'll put the top lights on. I'll turn off the side lights. That seems to come out best. I'll line it up again. I'm going to click auto scan again. To take the scan, I can just like move my hand or whatever, and then we're off again. Go back to this. I'm going to keep moving it. So if I keep moving, it's not going to take a scan. I can click non-filter. I can keep on auto scan as long as I like don't keep still until I want it to take it. So if I do that, now I'll take still. This is with the top light on. It seems like it's okay. If I move it around, take the top lights off, put these side lights on, does it make it any better? On this one, it doesn't seem to make too much of a difference, to be honest. In some lighting situations, it's better if that glossy paper, like and glossy paper, for example, definitely works better with the side lights. Just play around with it, play around with it, basically. Right, so now we've got past the pictures. What I'm going to do is probably go back to black and white. I can keep the page moving so it doesn't take any images, and then just carry on. So I just like stop it here. Because I've been scanning for a while, I'm just gonna like check that these are coming out okay. Like sometimes I'm scanning so fast that these are always just loading, and I could have just done like 20 pages and they're all like messed up. Yeah, it's okay. Like these are looking pretty good. On the right hand page, you can see like maybe there's a little bit of like warping, so it's not like amazing. It's pretty good. But again, in the Scan Tailor Advanced, which is what I'm using to edit now, you could like straighten that out like super easily. So I'm not too worried about that. If I wanted to make that a little bit better, what I might do here, you see where I'm like this, what I might do is like lift the page up slightly, like so it's not flat against the thing, but up a bit more. Sometimes I'll put like my mobile phone underneath here just to lift the page up. Especially if this was a thicker book with more of a curve, I would definitely like prop something up under this to make it like overall a little bit flatter. 111 I think I was on. Yeah, okay, so I can get onto this. Again, just click auto scan, get in position. Right, I'm going to purposely miss out page 134, 135, because then I can show you later how we can insert that. So this one, yeah, it's starting to see like the edge of the pages. It doesn't really make much of a difference, but yeah, I do just keep an eye on that these are coming out okay. Again, you can solve that either in like another editing software, or you can do it in Caesar's software. Anyway, let's carry on and finish this book. Yes, it's doing the thing I wanted to show you. Okay, so look, it's seeing, if you have a look here, it's getting more and more of this. Why does it do this? I don't entirely know. So it's annoying, but like, obviously I can just crop that in a minute. It'd be better if it didn't do it. Now, sometimes if I am doing this in a t-shirt and it sees like all of this part of my arm, it seems to go weird like that. Now, if I was to wear like a black hoodie, long sleeve black hoodie, it seems to stop doing it. So I think it's something about it's picking up my arms. So let me just put a hoodie on and see if that solves it. Right, so what pages was it? 159. Well, maybe I can use this as an opportunity to, if I go back, this will go into like, yeah, into here. So I've done, what, 108 pages. So which one was it? 57, 59, 159. Okay, so what I could do is obviously I could just crop it. I could just bring this in. I could say cut, and that would solve it, but it'd be annoying to do that for like so many pages. If we do this one, then we can use the replace. So you see there's a rescan the image. So page 161, click that, it goes to a new window where we can rescan the image. So I've got long black sleeves on now. Get everything out of the shot. I could put auto scanner if I wanted to, but I don't really want to do that because I'm just going to keep scanning. So I'm going to use the button, and let's see, that's the old image, and it should come out hopefully better. And yeah, now it's gone back to like doing it normally. So it's something about like it seeing my arms when I click back. It's replaced that. So 161, 162 are replaced, and then we're back on 100. Yeah. 160 and 161 were replaced, and now let's just replace this now. This is good because they didn't have this in when I was using like the Shine or what was the other one, Aura. They didn't have this like replace or insert function, so that is something that's actually pretty decent with the newer software. Yep, so that's done that. Again, they're replaced, and now we can just go back to scanning. It just looks like I'll have to wear a hoodie for some of this, or I'd have to like stick my arm out the side at a really awkward angle. Right, let's finish this auto scan. And that's the end. So take off auto scan as it's going to keep scanning. Right, we missed out a page, didn't we? Page 134, I think. Yeah, so here it goes from page 132 to 133 to 136. So we've missed something out. So go to 136. We're going to press insert, and it says insert a new image before the current one. So we're going to go insert, and we're going to get to page 134. Got it on black and white, got it there. Click the hand button, and then you can see it saying insert this thing, these numbers before. Make sure it comes out good. Yeah, press back, and then it's going to insert it. So now it should be 133, 133, 134, 135, 136. Nice. Okay, so what I would normally do at the end of scanning a book like this is I'm going to go through with the keyboard. I'm just going to go through each one like this. Sometimes I'll do that in the system viewer, sometimes I'll do it in here, but this is like your only opportunity to go through and see, like, if you want to change, for example, this and do this, like go through the different color modes. This is your only chance to do that, because it's not going to work if you get out of this program and then re-import them. So yeah, I would just go through like this, and I'm looking at like page numbers. These ones don't have page numbers, and I'm also looking to see if like any have come out like super skewed. Sometimes they'll be completely skewed off to one side, and actually I'll show you what would happen if that was to do it. So look, like this one, this doesn't come out so great, so I would go in here and maybe I'll do the auto enhance, because that seemed to work quite well. If auto enhance doesn't work, I would change it to non-filter, but yeah, that's come out pretty good. So I'm just looking now at the top for the page numbers to see that I haven't missed any out. Sometimes pages stick together, super easy just to miss like 2 pages out, or to have doubles like with the auto scan. Sometimes if you move a little bit, or you don't turn the page at the right time, you can get like double pages in there. So yeah, I always go through and just check like this. Actually, this might be a good chance. So say this has come out like all skew, if like it had like come out these were like diagonal or something. If you click this button, auxiliary correction, it shows you what it's done. So it shows like the central seam. So if I click adjust the central seam, and sometimes you'll literally see it and it will be like completely skew if like this. So if you can imagine what the page will come out like. So you can move this to make sure it's like where the actual central seam of the book is. You can apparently do the same thing with the laser lines. You can move them or move the points. I've never done that. It doesn't really, I've never had to, but you can if you want to. From this you can click preview and it'll show you what it comes out like. I just click save, and yeah, it should come out straighter than what it did before. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't see the central seam, just sometimes it will completely come out skew if. And that's it, done. Trying to think if there's anything else that I'll do. Maybe, so if I click this, it's going to open where all of this is saved to. So if I click this, what I usually do is, because I scan the back cover and the front cover at the same time, I'll just change the name of that file to 00206. Just so it's in the right place when I import it. So yeah, they're the files of like in the viewer. So yeah, sometimes I'll just skip through this because you can sort of do it faster. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, pretty damn good quality, and that's going to come out really nice when I put it in Scan Tailor. We won't go through any of these. I could just export that whole thing now. Click and tick all of those. Searchable PDF. Put the quality to high or whatever, and then just export it. Showing the sort window will just, so obviously I didn't have the back page there. Now because I renamed it, I can't find it. But I could, like, if that was the back page, click that and then send it like all the way to the end. I will rarely export it without doing some sort of like editing on it. So yeah, I think that is it. I'm trying to think about any of this other stuff. No, do I ever use this? Not really, because I'm not editing in here. So yeah, if you want, I mean, you can move this out the way. something I found out recently. Sometimes can get in the way when you're scanning. Rename files, yeah, blah, blah. I think that is probably everything you need to know. Maybe I'll show you how I edit using Scan Tailor at some point. All right, thank you for watching. Any questions you have, just stick in the comments and I'll try and answer them for you.